Howdy y'all, welcome to Hayes & Barrel Craftworks. I'm the Alchemist. And I don't know if any of y'all are like me, but for me, Friday is Rye Day. And I know this video doesn't release on a Friday, but you know what, we're close enough. And today's bottle is a bottle that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while. It's a Town Branch small batch rye. And it is a bit of a limited release, being a small batch. And I actually haven't tried any Town Branch, and I'm very happy that my first Town Branch is this rye, small batch rye that I've been wanting to get for quite a while. It comes to us from Lexington Distilling Company, and it's got a mash bill of 90% rye, 5% corn, and 5% malted barley. The MSRP on it is $64.99, so basically 65 bucks. Not too bad in today's market. And interesting story that I found out about this one is the master brewer Ken Lee, back when they were just a brewing company, before they added whiskey to their lineup. The brewery was just down the road from Woodford Reserve, and back in the early 2000s, Woodford Reserve, they gave away a lot of their old barrels. People could just drive up and grab them where they put them out. And Ken, he would drive by on his commute to work and grab as many barrels as he could, and he started aging one of his favorite ales in those bourbon barrels, those old Woodford bourbon barrels. And that was the birth of his famous bourbon-aged Kentucky ale. And that was such a popular product for them that it basically paved the way for them to be able to purchase 2 copper stills from Scotland, and they set up their distillery. And since then, the distillery's been going strong, and since 2022, we have this small batch rye release, and I'm actually pretty eager to give it a try. So let's dive in, see if all of my eager anticipation has been worth it. Interesting to me here. Proof is a 53.3 ABV, 106.6 proof. Not the typical nose at all that I usually expect on a rye. The first things I'm getting is like a kind of like a cocoa powder and leather. That is interesting. There's an oakiness on here. There is a honey sweetness. A bit of cherries. And even some dried fruit, like I don't know, to me it's more dried berries. Can't just say fruit in general, more like some dried berries in there, because there's something complementing that cherry in there. It is a quite different rye palate, but in a very unique and positive way. I mean, this is a good nose. I could go on nosing this for a long time, but I'm very interested in seeing what the palate has to tell us. So let's dive in for some sips. viscous, and for only 106 proof, nice little bit of heat on the front of the palate. I really enjoy that in a whiskey. And a nice little bit of heat going down, but that heat goes away almost immediately. So a true Kentucky hug, a quick one. There's like a apple-ish note here, but it's a sweet apple, almost as if you've dipped those apples in melted cane sugar and then dried that cane sugar on, and you just bit into that a little bit. And then there's toffee in there. There's also a stone fruit. It started out, I thought it was raisin, but I don't really think it's raisin in there. I think it's more stone fruit. The toffee was strong on that second sip. But there's that sugary apple again. A nice allspice. You know, I use allspice a lot. If any of y'all wonder why, or wonder what allspice is, to me an allspice is like a cinnamon and a nutmeg and like peppery all combined, and it's not a mixture of those spices, you know, in one spice container. It's actually a little fruit or nut, whatever you want to call it, from a tree, and they grind that up, and it just has those notes and flavors, to me anyway. So this is what I call in the allspice berry. Okay, that I'm going to call this prunes. I'm getting prunes on this. And on the finish, it's a nice long finish. And this is where this is turning into a rye. Nice oak. I'm getting a nice spearmint. Not really a rye candy that I get. A nice sweet, deep candy mint, but it's more like a spearmint, like a extra sweet spearmint gum. And then the rye spice comes in. That rye spice, that out in the field rye spice. Boy, this is I'm glad I started with the small batch rye. Comes out typically every year around August, and this is a good bottle. I'm definitely going to try some more Town Branch, and also I definitely love to have y'all coming back around. So please take it easy, don't drink and drive. Cheers.